Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a very special episode of Program City. Today, I'm not going to just do a free code camp program. I'm going to actually just build something from scratch, just kind of using sort of skills that I think are interesting. And so, yeah, hang with me. I'm going to do a very common program called FizzBuzz. The idea behind FizzBuzz is you write a program that prints out the numbers 0 to, let's say, 50. And then every time that there's a number that's evenly divisible by 3, you write fizz. Every time there's a number that's evenly divisible by 5, you write buzz. And when there's a number that's evenly divisible by 3 and 5, for example, 15, 30, 45, whatever, you write FizzBuzz. And this is a old school kind of computer program software thing that I think is really interesting, and I'm going to just write it in Ruby. This is just a hoot. I'm doing this for fun because I'm about ready to get back into my free code camp tutorials, but this is just to give you guys an idea for where I'm at with this whole program. So I'm first off, I'm going to open up my terminal. I can press Command Spacebar and then open up the terminal. In the terminal, I can type ls. That'll tell me where I am in the program directory. As you can see, there's applications and all these things. I'm just going to change directories, so CD to the desktop, and I'm going to touch. I'm actually going to write this in JavaScript, even though I've been writing in Ruby recently. And so, because free code camps in JavaScript, and everybody's probably watching this is watching in JavaScript. My name is Ian. I'm going to write it in JS. So I'm going to touch, which means make a file, and it's going to be called ian.js. And now if I list the files out, you'll see that there's ian.js is there, which wasn't there previously. And so now I'm going to go open, and I'm going to choose my application. I'm going to choose Atom, which is my text editor, and I'm going to open the file called ian.js. And so you'll see that Atom pops up in the window here. I'm going to press Command / to give myself an empty JavaScript file. And so this is called, I'm going to call this one, I'm going to just first off start it off, this is like FizzBuzz. And now to write JavaScript programs, what you want to do, I'm going to start it off, I'm going to do it all in what's called a function, right? So I'm going to call this function FizzBuzz, and it's going to take a parameter of the number that I want to come into. And so earlier I said, so I'm just going to do the number and then end. JavaScript does this. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so now we want to call FizzBuzz, and the number's 50. That's the number that we want to go up to. We actually want to go up to 51. So, because we want the number to be 50 to get an even number. And so we can run this program. So we can just say, oh man, I'm writing in Ruby. Okay, so we can say, now in JavaScript there's something called a for loop. So you go for I is equal to 0. I is just an integer that you sent. I is less than or equal to the number, which makes it so we only have to do 50. And then I plus plus. And so what I'm doing basically right now is I'm saying we're going to count from 0 to 50. And so I is going to increment up from 50. So I'm going to say console.log I. And so if we run this program, we can come over here and go node ian.js, and it'll count up to 50. Now, do you see this? This is kind of interesting, right? I've created a program where we start at 0, and then we know that we're going to count up to a number less than or equal to I, and then we increment I over and over again. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we start at 0. If I were to do this at 1, I can come over here and press Command K and then run the same program. You'll see that it starts at 1. Why didn't it start at 1? Oh, I didn't save. You see this little blue dot here? I have to press Command S. So I'm going to clear that, Command K, turn it back on, and now you'll see it goes from 1 to 50. But the thing is, we don't want to just console log I, right? So this is a for loop. This is something that's a little bit more advanced in JavaScript than where we are in the course right now, but this basically tells you how to write a for loop. So what do we want to do? We want to say if I is equal to, if I is evenly divisible by 3, if that's equal to 0, we're going to want to console.log fizz, right? But not just fizz, we want to console log the string fizz. This is way too in depth for where we are right now in the program. But then we want to say else if, oh, that's Ruby, else if. And then we want to put in parentheses here, I is evenly divisible by 5 equal to 0. That's going to console.log buzz. And then finally, if I, okay, so the problem here is what I want to say is if I is equally divisible by 5 and 3, but the problem is we've already gone through those situations. So we need to actually write this in up here. If I is evenly divisible by 3, and I is evenly divisible by 5 is equal to 0. Then we console.log FizzBuzz. Else we just console.log I. And this is how you write a FizzBuzz, quite simply. Let's run it, see how it goes. I run back over to terminal, I press Command K, I press the up button, which helps me just run the same code over. I'm using Node to run this file, and it should run FizzBuzz. Okay, so we look back, 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is evenly, so fizz. 5, we've got buzz. 5, 6 is fizz again, because fizz is evenly divisible by 3. 7, 8, 9 is fizz again, because it's evenly divisible by 3. 10, buzz. 11, 12 is evenly divisible by 3. 15, we get FizzBuzz. This is how you write FizzBuzz. This is just a basic computer science program. I started programming like 3 years ago. I started just being fascinated with these sort of algorithm problems. And since then, I've continuously developed this skill. And now I have a computer programming job, which is really exciting. And I really enjoy the task of this. So I feel like I'm in a point in my computer programming career where I'm still very young. And therefore, I can still remember what it's like to have problems with programs like FizzBuzz. And therefore, I'm trying to create these tutorials before I get too much better. And that's why I'm really excited that you guys are here. And I hope that these videos are useful for you. So without further ado, I plan to continue on with my free code camp things. But this is just some basic JavaScript algorithm stuff that I hope you find useful. See you guys in the next lesson.